Good morning, everyone. Today, I would like to share a simple but life-changing message. Think big, start small, act today. These 6 words carry a powerful lesson for anyone who dreams of success. Every great achievement begins with a vision. Successful people are not different because they have more talent. They are different because they dare to imagine bigger possibilities for themselves. However, many people make the mistake of waiting for the perfect time, perfect resources, or perfect conditions before taking action. The truth is that perfection never arrives. Dreams become reality only when we start working toward them. Think about the tallest buildings, the biggest companies, or the greatest inventions in history. None of them appeared overnight. They all began with a small idea and a first step. Success is not built in a day, it is built daily through consistent effort. This is why the message, think big, start small, act today is so important. It teaches us to dream without limits, begin without fear, and take action without delay. Let us explore 6 key lessons hidden in this powerful statement. When we think big, we allow ourselves to imagine a future that is greater than our current circumstances. Thinking big is not about being unrealistic or dreaming without purpose. It is about creating a clear vision of what we want to achieve in life. Every successful person, whether entrepreneur, scientist, athlete, or leader, began with a vision. Before they achieved anything remarkable, they first imagined what was possible. A vision acts like a compass that guides us toward our goals and keeps us moving in the right direction. Many people limit themselves because they focus only on what they have today rather than what they can become tomorrow. They allow fear, doubt, and the opinions of others to define their potential. However, great achievements are born when people dare to look beyond limitations. Thinking big means believing that your future can be better than your present. It means having the courage to set ambitious goals and refusing to settle for less than what you are capable of achieving. A strong vision gives meaning to our efforts. Without a vision, life can feel directionless, and it becomes easy to lose motivation. When challenges arise, people without a clear goal often give up because they do not know what they are fighting for. In contrast, those who have a vision remain focused because they understand the purpose behind their actions. Their dreams inspire them to keep moving forward, even when the journey becomes difficult. History provides countless examples of individuals who changed the world because they thought big. They were not satisfied with accepting things as they were. Instead, they imagined how things could be improved and worked tirelessly to make their vision a reality. Their success did not begin with resources, power, or special advantages. It began with an idea and the belief that something greater was possible. This demonstrates that the size of our vision often determines the size of our achievements. Thinking big also helps us discover our true potential. When we set high standards for ourselves, we challenge our minds to grow and develop new skills. We become more creative, more determined, and more willing to learn. Even if we do not achieve every goal exactly as planned, aiming high often leads us much further than aiming low. A person who dreams of reaching the top of a mountain may not always reach the highest peak, but they will certainly climb higher than someone who never attempted the journey. At the same time, creating a vision requires clarity. A dream becomes powerful when it is specific and meaningful. Instead of simply wishing for success, we should define what success looks like for us. We should ask ourselves what kind of life we want to build, what impact we want to make, and what values we want to uphold. The clearer our vision becomes, the easier it is to make decisions that support our goals. Ultimately, thinking big is the first step toward achieving greatness. It expands our possibilities, strengthens our determination, and provides direction for our actions. A powerful vision transforms ordinary efforts into meaningful progress and turns distant dreams into achievable realities. Every great accomplishment begins in the mind, and the future belongs to those who dare to imagine it before they create it. Believing in yourself is one of the most important qualities a person can possess. It is the foundation of success, growth, and achievement. No matter how talented, intelligent, or skilled a person may be, they will struggle to reach their full potential if they do not have confidence in their own abilities. Self-belief is the inner voice that tells us we are capable of overcoming challenges, learning from mistakes, and achieving our goals. It is what gives us the courage to take risks, try new things, and continue moving forward even when the path ahead seems uncertain. Many people underestimate themselves because they focus too much on their weaknesses and failures. They compare themselves to others and begin to believe that they are not good enough. However, it is important to remember that every successful person has faced moments of doubt. The difference is that they refuse to let those doubts control their actions. They understood that confidence does not come from being perfect. It comes from trusting yourself enough to keep going despite imperfections and setbacks. Believing in yourself does not mean thinking that you will never fail. Failure is a natural part of life and an essential part of learning. Every mistake teaches us something valuable and helps us grow stronger. People who believe in themselves understand that failure is not a sign that they are incapable. It is simply evidence that they are trying. Instead of giving up when they encounter obstacles, they view challenges as opportunities to improve and develop new skills. This mindset allows them to turn difficulties into stepping stones towards success. Self-belief also plays a crucial role in decision-making. When we trust ourselves, we are more willing to take initiative and pursue opportunities. We are less likely to be influenced by negative opinions or criticism from others. While advice from others can be helpful, our lives should not be controlled by fear of judgment. Those who achieve great things often do so because they have confidence in their vision, even when others doubt them. Their belief in themselves gives them the strength to stay committed to their goals and remain focused on what truly matters. Another important aspect of self-belief is recognizing our own potential. Every person has unique talents, strengths, and abilities. Sometimes these qualities remain hidden because we are afraid to step outside our comfort zones. When we believe in ourselves, we become more willing to explore new possibilities and challenge our limits. We begin to realize that we are capable of far more than we once imagined. Confidence encourages growth because it motivates us to learn, adapt, and continuously improve. Building self-belief takes time and effort. It grows through experience, preparation, and positive action. Every small success strengthens our confidence and reminds us of what we can achieve. Setting realistic goals, celebrating progress, and maintaining a positive attitude are all ways to develop stronger self-belief. It is also important to surround ourselves with people who encourage and support our growth rather than those who constantly discourage us. Ultimately, believing in yourself is the key that unlocks your potential. It gives you the courage to dream bigger, work harder, and persevere through challenges. When you trust your abilities and remain confident in your purpose, you become capable of achieving remarkable things. The journey to success begins with a simple decision: to believe that you are capable, worthy, and strong enough to create the future you desire. One of the biggest reasons people fail to achieve their goals is that they become overwhelmed by the size of their dreams. They look at the distance between where they are and where they want to be, and the journey seems impossible. As a result, they hesitate, wait, or give up before they even begin. This is why starting small is so important. Every great achievement, no matter how impressive it may seem, begins with a single step. Success is not created in one giant leap. It is built through small, consistent actions taken over time. Many people believe they need perfect conditions, complete knowledge, or abundant resources before they can start working toward their goals. However, waiting for the perfect moment often leads to endless delays. The truth is that there is rarely a perfect time to begin. Those who achieve success understand that progress starts with action, even if that action seems small or insignificant. A person who dreams of writing a book begins by writing a single page. A person who wants to start a business begins by developing one idea. A person who wants to improve their health begins with one workout or one healthy meal. These small actions may not seem powerful at first, but they create momentum that leads to greater accomplishments. Taking the first step is often the hardest part because it requires courage. Fear of failure, fear of criticism, and fear of uncertainty can prevent people from moving forward. They worry about making mistakes or not achieving immediate results. However, no one becomes successful without starting somewhere. Every expert was once a beginner, and every master once struggled with the basics. The first step does not need to be perfect. It simply needs to be taken. Once we begin, we gain experience, confidence, and knowledge that help us move to the next stage of the journey. Starting small also makes large goals more manageable. When we focus only on the final destination, the challenge can feel overwhelming. Breaking a goal into smaller tasks allows us to concentrate on one step at a time. This approach reduces stress and increases motivation because each completed task creates a sense of progress. Small victories build confidence and remind us that we are moving in the right direction. Over time, these small achievements accumulate and lead to significant results. Another advantage of starting small is that it encourages consistency. Many people begin with enthusiasm but lose motivation because they try to do too much too quickly. Small, realistic actions are easier to maintain over the long term. Consistency is often more important than intensity because lasting success is achieved through regular effort rather than occasional bursts of activity. A few steps taken every day can eventually cover a great distance. History is filled with examples of remarkable achievements that started with simple actions. Great companies began in small rooms. Famous inventions started as rough ideas, and influential leaders began with modest efforts. What made the difference was not the size of their first step, but their willingness to take it. They understood that progress comes from action, not from waiting. Ultimately, starting small is not about thinking small. It is about understanding that every big dream requires a beginning. The first step may seem insignificant, but it has the power to transform ideas into reality. By focusing on small actions, overcoming fear, and remaining consistent, we create a path toward our goals. No matter how ambitious our dreams may be, success begins the moment we decide to take that first step. Failure is often viewed as something negative, something to be avoided at all costs. Many people fear failure because they associate it with disappointment, embarrassment, or defeat. However, failure is not the opposite of success. It is an essential part of the journey towards success. Every person who has achieved greatness in any field has experienced setbacks, mistakes, and disappointments. What separates successful individuals from others is not the absence of failure, but their ability to learn from it and use it as a stepping stone for future growth. When we fail, we gain valuable lessons that success alone cannot teach us. Failure reveals our weaknesses, highlights areas for improvement, and shows us what does not work. These lessons help us become wiser, stronger, and more prepared for future challenges. A mistake may feel painful in the moment, but it often provides knowledge that can lead to better decisions in the future. Without failure, personal growth would be limited because we would never be forced to reflect, adapt, and improve. One of the greatest benefits of failure is that it builds resilience. Life is full of unexpected challenges, and not every plan will succeed on the first attempt. People who learn from failure develop the mental strength needed to face difficulties without giving up. Instead of seeing obstacles as reasons to quit, they view them as opportunities to grow. Each setback teaches them how to recover, adjust their approach, and continue moving forward. This resilience becomes one of their greatest strengths because it enables them to persist even when success seems distant. Failure also teaches humility and patience. Success often takes time, effort, and repeated attempts. In a world where people often seek instant results, failure reminds us that meaningful achievements rarely happen overnight. It encourages us to stay committed to the process and understand that progress is often gradual. By accepting that mistakes are part of learning, we become more patient with ourselves and more willing to continue working toward our goals. Another important lesson failure teaches is the value of perseverance. Many successful people faced numerous failures before achieving their breakthroughs. If they had given up after their first setback, their accomplishments would never have become reality. Their stories demonstrate that failure is not a permanent condition unless we allow it to be. Every time we choose to try again, we increase our chances of success. Persistence transforms temporary setbacks into valuable experiences that contribute to long-term achievement. Learning from failure also helps us develop a growth mindset. Instead of believing that abilities are fixed, we begin to understand that skills and knowledge can be improved through effort and practice. This perspective changes the way we respond to challenges. Rather than feeling defeated by mistakes, we see them as opportunities to learn and become better. This attitude encourages continuous improvement and creates a stronger foundation for future success. It is important to remember that failure does not define our worth. A failed attempt does not make someone a failure. It simply means that a particular effort did not produce the desired result. Our response to failure is far more important than the failure itself. We can choose to become discouraged and quit, or we can choose to learn, adapt, and try again. Those who achieve success are usually the ones who refuse to let setbacks determine their future. Ultimately, failure is one of life's greatest teachers. It provides lessons that strengthen character, build resilience, and encourage growth. Every mistake carries an opportunity to learn something valuable if we are willing to reflect on it. By embracing failure as a learning experience rather than a final defeat, we become more confident, more determined, and better equipped to achieve our goals. Success is not achieved by avoiding failure, but by learning from it and continuing to move forward with greater wisdom and determination. Acting today is one of the most powerful decisions a person can make in their life. Procrastination, the habit of delaying important tasks, is one of the biggest barriers to success. It quietly steals time, weakens motivation, and turns simple goals into overwhelming challenges. Many people have dreams, ideas, and ambitions, but very few turn them into reality because they keep postponing action. They wait for the right time, but the truth is that the right time rarely comes. The best moment to start is always now. Procrastination often begins with small delays. A person might think, I will start tomorrow, or I am not ready yet. These thoughts may seem harmless, but they gradually become habits. Days turn into weeks, and weeks turn into months until opportunities are lost. The longer we wait, the harder it becomes to start. Tasks that were once simple begin to feel complicated and stressful. This is how procrastination creates pressure and anxiety, making it even more difficult to take action. One of the main reasons people procrastinate is fear. Fear of failure, fear of making mistakes, or fear of not doing something perfectly can stop us from beginning. However, waiting does not remove fear. It only increases it. Action is the only way to overcome fear. When we start working on something, even in a small way, we begin to gain confidence. The first step reduces uncertainty and gives us clarity about what needs to be done next. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to act despite it. Another reason people delay action is the belief that they need to feel motivated before starting. However, motivation does not always come first. In many cases, motivation follows action. When we begin working, even without full enthusiasm, we often discover energy and focus along the way. The simple act of starting creates momentum. Once momentum builds, it becomes easier to continue. Waiting for motivation is unreliable, but taking action is always within our control. Acting today also helps us make better use of time. Every day is an opportunity that will never return. When we delay important tasks, we are not just postponing work, we are losing valuable time that could have been used for progress. Small actions taken today can lead to significant results in the future. Whether it is studying, practicing a skill, working on a project, or improving personal habits, consistency begins with a single decision to start now. Successful people understand the importance of immediate action. They do not wait for perfect conditions because they know that perfection is an illusion. Instead, they focus on progress, not perfection. They take action, learn from experience, and improve along the way. This mindset allows them to move ahead, while others remain stuck in planning and hesitation. Their success is not because they never delay, but because they choose action over delay more often than others. Breaking the habit of procrastination requires discipline. It means making a conscious decision to prioritize important tasks over distractions. It means setting clear goals and taking responsibility for our time. Even small steps can make a big difference. Completing one task today builds confidence for tomorrow. Each action strengthens the habit of productivity and weakens the habit of delay. Ultimately, acting today is about taking control of your life. It is about understanding that time does not wait and opportunities do not last forever. Dreams only become reality when they are supported by action. The future belongs to those who choose to begin now, not later. By overcoming procrastination and taking the first step today, we move closer to our goals and unlock our true potential. Consistency is one of the most powerful forces behind success, yet it is also one of the most underestimated. Many people start their journey with great energy and strong motivation, but only a few manage to maintain their effort over time. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is not always talent or intelligence. It is consistency. Staying consistent means showing up every day, even when progress feels slow, motivation is low, or results are not immediately visible. It is the quiet discipline of continuing your efforts when no one is watching and when rewards are still far away. At the beginning of any journey, enthusiasm is high. People feel excited about their goals and are ready to put in effort. However, as time passes, challenges appear, distractions increase, and motivation naturally decreases. This is the moment when consistency becomes essential. Success is not built in moments of excitement. It is built in moments of discipline. Those who remain consistent understand that progress is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is slow, invisible, and gradual, but it is still progress. Consistency works because it turns small actions into powerful results over time. A single effort may not seem meaningful, but repeated actions create momentum. For example, studying a little every day is more effective than studying a lot only once in a while. Practicing a skill regularly leads to improvement, even if each session feels small. Just like drops of water can eventually fill a container, consistent effort eventually leads to significant achievement. The key is not intensity, but repetition. One of the biggest challenges in staying consistent is dealing with setbacks. There will be days when things do not go as planned, when motivation disappears, or when failures occur. Many people stop at this point because they believe that a break means failure. However, consistency does not mean perfection. It means continuing despite imperfections. Missing a day or making a mistake does not destroy progress. Giving up does. The important thing is to return to your routine and keep moving forward. Consistency also builds discipline, which is more reliable than motivation. Motivation is temporary and depends on feelings, but discipline is a decision. When you are disciplined, you act regardless of how you feel. Over time, consistent actions become habits, and habits shape character. A disciplined person does not rely on inspiration. They rely on structure and commitment. This is what allows them to achieve long-term goals that others abandon halfway. Another important aspect of consistency is patience. In a world where people expect instant results, staying consistent requires trust in the process. Progress may not always be visible immediately, but that does not mean it is not happening. Just like planting a seed, growth takes time. We may not see results at first, but with continuous effort, improvement becomes evident. Those who stay patient and consistent eventually reach levels of success that others never achieve because they gave up too early. Consistency also builds confidence. Every time you complete a task or stick to your routine, you prove to yourself that you are capable. These small proofs accumulate over time and strengthen your belief in your abilities. Confidence is not built overnight. It is developed through repeated actions and reliable effort. Ultimately, staying consistent is about commitment to your goals and belief in your journey. It is the understanding that success is not a single event but a process. When you stay consistent, you create progress even on difficult days. You build strength, discipline, and resilience that carry you forward. In the long run, it is not the most talented or the most motivated who succeed, but those who refuse to stop showing up. Consistency turns effort into achievement and dreams into reality.